showing that they are a quality team. That was a very good setup. Just before we talk about the match, we were going to introduce CCP Chronotis, who has taken over from CCP4P. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Soundwave.
And you are usually here for the Alliance Tournament, which we're kind of happy about.
Yes, I'm usually making an appearance.
Yes. And one of the things that fits pretty well, like timing-wise, with this match, is that they were using stealth bombers.
Yes.
Stealth bombers used to be kind of a little bit like the red-headed stepchild, but then someone picked them up and changed them.
Yeah, for a long time we were very unhappy with them. They were kind of used as just, you're trying to snipe frigates with them, with the cruise missiles from like 100k away. And we were seeing for a long time that in 0.0 and elsewhere, like kind of battleship blobs and remote repping were sort of, the win-win situation. And we wanted a counter for that, and here we came up with a torpedo bomber coupled with bombs that could really like tear apart a battleship squad if it wanted to. And it's interesting to see how it's developed. You've seen some massacres of battleship fleets, and you've seen some, the FCs evolving their tactics now, and they spread their blobs out, and they're like instantly everyone spread apart like 20, 30k, and to try and counter the bombing. And it's a really great sort of annoyance tactic, to try and annoy like the standard default fleet in 0.0, and it's worked really well.
It certainly has. It's turned out to be a really, really interesting ship. Kiltu, you look like you had something on your mind.
I think it's a great change. One of the kind of pure isn't a good word. It's just good all around. I mean, I think everybody's really satisfied with it. It made the game more interesting. It made that particular ship class real interesting. And I think that was a ship class a lot of people wanted to be interesting. It's kind of a fun, unique role, and now people really get to...
And coupled with like the Black Ops as well, you're able to do like a lot of interdiction deep into enemy territory.
Yeah, I was telling a bunch of people the other day, it's like my favorite thing in EVE when I get covert dropped by 25 bombers. It's like so fun.
I mean, it's also able to put out like 600 DPS, whatever it is, and so a battleship alone, it's like it just gets torn apart by a little squad of piranhas, basically. And,
and it also has the charming feature that if you want to do the thing where you counter a battleship fleet, you actually have to be good at using it too.
Yes.
I mean, you can't just get in a bomber and expect to destroy a 200-man fleet.
Yeah.
I should mention, because my alliance actually potted me for how terrible of a pilot. I tried to fly a bomber for the first time the other day. I was in a fleet and I got killed by a carrier that didn't even have a point. I was by myself. It was very embarrassing, and they potted me for it.
Yeah, a lot of bomber rings do not succeed.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to be really well timed and coordinated. You've got to drop a bubble beforehand to stop them warping off. It takes a lot of luck and a lot of skill to deploy bombs effectively.
Yeah, it does, and that's why it's one of my favorite chips. It's one of those that can really cash out, and you can get a lot out of it. But yeah, I wish more ships were like the bomber.
Yeah, they're very fun ships to fly.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool. So I didn't understand this setup. I didn't understand the get off my lawn setup. 2 Balgorns, a few carries. What do you think about it, Brianna?
I'm not really sure what they're really going for. There's a lot of like scattered stuff everywhere. They didn't have like a lot of E-war. Like they had the dams, and then they had the webs on the Balgorn, but yet they have the webs on the Vindicator, which is very short range, different ranges from the Balgorn. Balgorns don't really do that much DPS. I'm not really sure what they're going for, to be honest. Maybe it would be good against a setup that's similar to their own, but not so good against something like Dystopia. And also Dystopia is a very, they have a lot of experience under their belt. They know exactly what to do in this situation.
They definitely
Terrible setup. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. That's exactly what I think. Never bring 2 Balgorns to a party, as I always say. I always say that. Anyway, that was Dystopia Alliance that beat Get Off My Lawn. Next we have Paiste Syndicate versus Soldiers of Thunderstorm. These are 2 not very well known, but pretty damn good teams.
Yeah, Soldiers of Thunderstorm was like, everyone was really excited about them going in, and they kind of struggled in round 1, but picked it up round 2, and I'm going to say they're probably going to keep it up here.
Yep, Soldiers of Thunderstorm, what do you think?
Yeah, good luck to them. I think they'll win.
I think I would go for Paiste Syndicate because they always bring like high DPS setups. I really like that.
Yes, I completely agree. I'm going for Paiste as well. There's only one way of finding out.